It was a cold November night when everything in my life changed. I remember the wind brushing against the windows, the distant hoot of an owl, and the soft ticking of the grandfather clock in the hallway. I had trouble sleeping that night, a strange sense of unease sitting heavy on my chest. Maybe it was the full moon outside, or the way the air felt charged, but something in me whispered that the night would bring more than just dreams. I was 24, still living in my family's ancestral home after graduating college. My parents had passed away when I was a teenager, and my grandmother, Eleanor, had taken me in. She was a mysterious woman, elegant, quiet, and often lost in thought as though carrying secrets she'd never speak aloud. That night, I left my room to get a glass of water. The hallways were cloaked in shadows, familiar yet oddly unsettling. As I walked past the attic staircase, I noticed something strange, a soft blue light leaking from the narrow gap beneath the attic door. It wasn't like any light I'd seen before. It shimmered, almost alive. My curiosity got the better of me, and instead of walking away, I quietly climbed the creaky stairs and reached for the brass handle. The door was usually locked, and Eleanor had always told me never to go up there, but that night, it opened effortlessly with a soft click. Inside, dust hung in the air like mist. Old trunks, covered furniture, and faded paintings surrounded me. But what caught my eye was the mirror, an enormous, gilded thing standing at the far end of the room. The blue light seemed to pulse from within it, and as I stepped closer, I realized this mirror didn't reflect me. Instead, it showed another room entirely. A ballroom, to be precise, filled with people dressed in vintage attire, dancing to music I couldn't hear. I blinked and rubbed my eyes, convinced I was dreaming. But the vision remained. And then he appeared. A tall man with intense gray eyes and a melancholic smile stepped toward the mirror, from the other side. He wore a black suit with silver embroidery and moved with a grace that felt otherworldly. And then he looked directly at me. "You see me," he said. His voice was faint, as though coming through water. I staggered back, my heart pounding in my chest. "Who are you?" I whispered. "My name is Elias," he replied. "And I've been waiting for you." I should have run. I should have screamed. But instead, I stepped closer. There was something magnetic about him, something that tugged at a part of my soul I didn't know existed. Elias explained that the mirror was a portal, a gateway between the worlds of the living and the dead. He was a spirit, bound to this house for reasons he himself didn't fully understand. But the strangest part was that only the bloodline of Eleanor could see him. "Your family has always stood between two worlds," he told me. "Guardians of sorts. But something has gone wrong." Over the following nights, I returned to the attic. Elias told me stories of the past, of tragic love, ancient curses, and forgotten promises. We began to form a connection, one that defied logic. I found myself looking forward to the midnight hours when we could speak. There was sadness in his eyes, but also warmth. He confessed that he had once loved a woman named Lillian, a guardian like myself, who vanished mysteriously a century ago. As he spoke of her, something inside me stirred. Her portrait, dusty and faded, hung behind the mirror. And she looked exactly like me. I confronted my grandmother about it. Her hands trembled as she held a teacup. "It's time you knew the truth," she said. "Our family, our women, are born with the gift. We can see what others can't. Speak to spirits. Guide them. But with the gift comes danger. Some spirits don't want to move on. They want to stay, to possess, to love again." She looked at me with teary eyes. "Lillian was my sister. You are her reincarnation, Alina. The resemblance is no coincidence." My mind spun. Reincarnation? Guardian bloodlines? It felt like I had stumbled into the pages of a fantasy novel. But deep inside, it all felt right. The next night, Elias revealed his side of the story. He hadn't told me everything. He had loved Lillian, yes, but he had also accidentally caused her death. In a desperate attempt to stop a spirit uprising within the Veil world, he had pulled Lillian into the mirror, hoping to protect her. But the energy was too much. She disappeared, her soul scattered across realms. Elias had been searching for her ever since. And when I appeared, with Lillian's soul echoing inside me, he believed fate had finally brought them back together.